Yo, what up gamers, for Paradox here, and today we're going to be playing Jinx ADC. For runs, we're going to be running Lethal Tempo, Presence of Mind, Legend Bloodline, Coup de Grace, Celerity, and Gathering Storm. Been a pretty big Celerity fan recently on mobile ADCs, especially those that get movement speed buffs like Jinx, since synergizes pretty well with Celerity's second effect, which is enhancing bonus movement speed. We're going to be running Ghost here. For the matchup, you can see Cleanse would be definitely a lot better for laning phase because Lux has a snare. Varus is also going to have a snare at level 6. I'm pretty handicapping myself pretty hard in the lane here, running Ghost instead of Cleanse. But if you look at the rest of their comp, for the late game, Ghost is going to be performing much more effectively. So this is just a deliberate choice I made, where I'm going to be weaker in the early game, more vulnerable to being killed, although, you know, that doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed to get killed. I just need to play a bit better. And then late game, the Ghost is going to be nuts against the Cho'Gath, Trundle, and even the Kayle, because I can kite the Kayle pretty well with my increased range, you know, because I have a range advantage over her, at least until like level 16. It's pretty significant. And so I can even kite her with Ghost, just as long as I'm fast enough. Oh, God. Okay, I got that. So we're going to be playing against Varus Lux, as I mentioned, with a Hammer support. I will also just mention, I've decided to skip the previous game from this series. It was a Caitlyn game, but I was facing against the Taric bot, and the Taric bot like died very early in lane and caused the enemy ADC to go AFK. So I've decided I'm going to try and dodge any Taric I see, because that's twice now we faced the Taric bot. Anytime I see any Taric on the enemy team, I'm going to assume it's a bot and I'm going to dodge. It's just too boring playing against bots. I actually don't mind if I get a bot on my team, because I guess it's a handicap that could make the games fairly interesting, but it's really boring just having ridiculously easy games against bots. Speaking of which, where's the Lux? Where the hell is Lux? Oh, what the hell? Okay, well, at least she doesn't seem to be a bot. We'll switch to short Q here to squeeze in more autos. Does he have heal? He did. I think he just barely used it in time there. Wait, did he? He did, yeah. You should have just led with that instead of flashing away initially. Ooh. If I can snipe him with W, he'd be dead. But we're gonna level Q here instead of E. We've already used up far too much mana. It'd be worth using E because we can only use one ability at the moment. So there's no point getting a third ability here. You only want to level E at level 3 when your mana is healthy at level 3. If not, you just put in another point in Q, so you at least get that extra Q range and a little bit more Q attack speed as well on minigun. Let's get this plating. There we go, 88 gold. Do I want to shove down next wave? We absolutely could, because Jinx is pretty decent early wave clear. Heimer should have some early wave clear. So let's try it. God, I'm losing so much farm. Or it's hard to farm with these timer turrets though. Especially when he keeps autoing stuff as well. Okay, there we go, we crashed it. I'm just gonna base. It wasn't necessary to shove that, but I felt, why not? I think I'll just grab a coal here, actually. This feels good here. Oh, why does Cho'Gath have a support item? Weird. Seems to be... He has a CS lead, but... but he's getting taxed. Like, that's so weird. He has to sell that.
I don't even think one
An ally has been slain.
Didn't snap that gold in time.
Has been slain.
Varus should be basing right now because he's got no mana. He can't really contest the lane at all at the moment. But you can see the wave is on our side of the map, and we're just starting to build up a numbers advantage with our minion wave, meaning it's inevitable for this to push towards Varus. But it's also like so far on our side of the map. If we were to try and hard shove it, we would still need to shove this next wave as well, no matter what, which is a lot of time for him to recall and get mana back and get some items if necessary. Assuming, yeah, he's only got Thorn Split, he could definitely buy. But now you can see, like, while trying to last hit, he's lost half his HP, he's got no mana. Sure, he can stick around trying to get some last hits. He missed very little last hits, at least in terms of the XP. But, like, he's not able to contest the lane here at all. Any recall he gets from here on out is going to be worse than the recall he could have got there. Because now we can just keep shoving these waves under turret immediately. And just keep pressuring him, keep lowering his HP, keep harassing him under turret until we eventually either force him to base or we kill him. Now it seems like there's a trundle here. Yeah, I mean, the enemy jungler is the only thing that could possibly bail him out of this situation. I got Ghost if I need it to escape here. Okay. So we just keep trying to shove these waves. That's what we want to do. I mean, it's not too necessary if we see him in vision, but we can harass him pretty easily under turret with this duo. If I had a Nautilus, then the correct option would be to freeze, but only if he's actually in sight. Otherwise, if for all we know he's recalling, then we just need to keep hard shoving waves to keep pressuring him. You can see, just very easy to harass him under turret. Now eventually, he's either gonna have to base or he's gonna die, and when that happens, he's gonna miss at least a full wave, and we're also gonna get so much time to free hit the turret. You can see he's just forced to recall now. He realizes, I'm gonna die if I stay here. Maybe not this wave, but definitely the next wave. So now he's just recalling, and look, there's more than one fully stacked wave here. And he gives us so much time to just hit this turret. He should have recalled when the wave was all the way over here. And it was pushing towards him, so we couldn't freeze. We also couldn't, it was so far away that we also couldn't instantly crash it either. That was just a missed opportunity for him. Instead, he's been laning against us while he's weaker than us for so long, for no reason. Actually, at this point, so I just want to base now as well. There's no point sticking around when I got this much gold to spend. And it's perfect timing as well, because this next cannon wave is going to be hard for him to shove. There's no chance he can crash this before I get into lane, so the worst case scenario here, I missed 3 melees, that's it. I don't miss the cannon, I don't miss any casters, and probably I don't even miss 3 melees either. Yeah, I've only missed 2. Missed 2 melees for a base, that's really not bad. Especially, it could have maybe been a bit less if I'd actually based exactly when I should have. I was a bit late in realizing. Got through beauty trying to pressure the turret. Okay, so we see Lux is roaming. Varus doesn't have anything good to base for, so I'm not gonna like try and force him not to base here. I'm just gonna maximize whatever CS he's missing by just pushing as slowly as possible. This is not gonna be a freeze. It looks like a freeze right now, but my wave is gonna approach so much sooner that it's gonna break the freeze immediately, so it's more of a slow push. I'm just gonna stack up another wave here as well. Oh, no, okay, so we see Varus roaming mid. I'm just gonna start crashing them. So we can start pressuring the turret as fast as possible. You got a kill, good for him. Anything we can ult here? Nope. Not there either. Pretty good to place traps behind somebody, especially if they're slowed. It's really good to chain it with CC in particular, like stuns or roots, but it's pretty underrated to also just place it behind the opponent when they're slowed, because sometimes they'll try to walk past them, because usually they would be able to, but if they're slowed, they're just going to take so long to cross them that the traps will be armed and they'll just get rooted. And if they do the smart thing and path around, it still forces them to waste so much time pathing around them because they're so slowed. You get so much time to hit them with auto attacks. So even if the traps didn't land on Lux there, it still got me a lot of auto attacks on her. You don't even have to do it. Like that time I did it off of Heimer's E slow. However, it can also be your own W slow. Especially at later ranks from W, I believe the slow goes up. Yep, slow goes up from 30% to 70%. Anyway, we just got a turret, so got a lot of gold to spend. Just crash this wave again. There we go. Should be able to grab berserkers and a pickaxe. And then what I would really like to do is try and swap with Teemo. This is so like bad to do in Iron because people are rarely gonna actually listen to you. But I'm just gonna see if he listens to me. If he doesn't recall now, then I'm just gonna go bot. Or even mid. Okay, he's recalling. I think he's listened. Because otherwise he's like full mana, full HP. Yeah, he's listening to us. Perfect. So this is the perfect macro here. This is gonna make it so easy for... Oh, also gotta specify to my support. Because a lot of the time when you try and swap, your support just doesn't follow you. They just try and like lane mid. So I need the Heimer to follow up here because I'm not strong enough to just pressure the kill on my own. But if we do get to 2v1 here, we're going to be able to get so many more platings here. And a turret probably as well, just so easily. Like I said though, this is really risky to even try. Usually I would just recommend going mid. Because a lot of the time, your top laner won't even like swap, they'll just ignore you. Even if you do get them to do that, a lot of the time your support won't follow you either. Look, Heimer's going to a mid lane fight. Thankfully, I'm doing a really good job of pressuring the kill by myself. Part of the reason why I even bothered trying to do this is because kill is so weak. Even though she has a range advantage and she had a 2-level lead on me initially at least. She's 0 and 2, no items, no kills, no farm. So I figured I had a decent chance of just being able to pressure her. Even by myself in worst case scenario. Okay. There we go, we just barely get that plating. Even if we don't end up getting too much plating gold, we should still be able to easily get that turret before the... Or by... Like, when platings go down, there's still going to be an easy turret for us. And I think we probably get at least one more plating here still. Place my traps here. Okay, decent chunk onto her. Ow. I'll try and save my mana for only harassing kill now. Ooh, and that's an easy kill. You see what I mean? It's just so, she's so weak early game, so vulnerable. And the Heimer especially is just... Well, both of us really are just really good at pressuring somebody under turret. So it just results in very easy kills here. So at the very least, I would recommend being pre-made with your support if you're going to try and do this in Iron. Definitely in Bronze as well. By Gold, it gets a lot easier to do this. But I think usually I only really bother in like Plat Plus. It's really up to you though. Like the thing is, I don't have too much experience trying to do this in like Bronze, Silver, Iron. I just remember like some bad experiences that just made me not want to keep trying to do it. But since, like anybody who's hard stuck at this elo, you can try this all you want and just see how it works for you, right? We definitely will go Kraken Slayer here. It's gonna massively increase our damage onto their frontliners, Cho'Gath and Trundle. Cho'Gath still has the support item. He's doing a good job of improving it though. I wonder if they're doing some sort of funnel strat. Because this Trundle is huge at the moment. Anyway, mid lane is now the only lane with an outer turret left, so this is where we want to pressure. Do I want to pop the ghost? I don't think so. Not yet, at least. There we go. Pop ghost now. Just to chase people down with. Okay, didn't get the last kill, but that's really good. Get out of turret range real quick. That's gonna be an easy turret. So if we hadn't gotten into a fight, I would have gone down to rotate towards bot to pick up that farm. But obviously participating here, much more worthwhile than going to pick up bot lane farm. You can see that our top laner is going to pick that up anyway, though, so it's not a big deal. I just noticed we have a Gangplank jungle. Weird. Need to stay away from the Trundle now. Got no teammates backing me up. Oh. Wow. If he'd aimed that pillar a little bit better, that might have screwed me. Oh god, he's still got smite. Should have lured him into the shroom. That's my bad. You can kite him once he's slowed. Now I just walk away from them. While he's chasing me, my team can just DPS him down. Leaves him with no good options there. When you're kiting, the optimal kiting often is not like just spam autoing and moving between autos. A lot of the time it's just straight up running. If you can just straight up run, and your opponent, while they're chasing you, is just gonna never be able to get in range for any auto, and they're just gonna be dying to your team in the meantime, then that's the optimal way to kite. It's not even autoing, just running. Kiting is only, like, kiting in terms of, like, you know, actually autoing while you're running. That's only optimal if you're actually going to be able to prevent them from getting in range while you're doing it. But Trundle there was super close to me. If I stop to auto, even for, like, you know, half a second or even a quarter of a second, he gets in range to auto me as well. And maybe I die if I let him do that. Maybe I get hit by a Q. Actually, I should have gone top here. That's my bad. There's actually not much to do bot lane here. That wave is about to die anyway. I think I'll just grab 2 camps here and rotate towards mid. And if you know that even by kiting you're not going to be able to win a fight, then don't kite at all. Just run. Even if your teammates aren't around to kill the opponent, just run. You don't need to be auto-attacking all the time. Only when it's safe. So we'll just wait for this next. Mid lane wave. Oh god, I might have to flash here. I definitely need to flash. I might actually die. Got nothing good to retreat to here. Thankfully the shrooms put in a lot of work there. Thank god. Yeah, that was a big collapse, my bad.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Nothing to ult there. Is Trundle top side or bot side? I think he's top side. So that means I gotta stand on the right side of the lane here. Be as far away from him as possible. And also, like, at the moment there's nothing to do on the map, right? Like, there's no obvious fight that's gonna happen soon. I can't overextend for farm on mid lane, obviously. And there's no, like, side lane farm to pick up either right now. So we're just going to pick up the Raptors. Ideally, if I was being ultra careful, I would have walked around through here to do that. To minimize the chances of getting caught by a Trundle here. Or just running at me from here. But I get away with it this time at least. And by pathing through here, at least it made the whole thing a lot faster. Still, like, I think I just missed out on an entire middle lane wave, didn't I? I guess it just died to our minions. But I get the middle lane wave here at least. Hopefully to myself. Without our jungler taxing me, ideally. Okay, nice. I got most of it at least. We'll check the enemy Raptors now. Because again, like between waves, you want to farm one, like the basic game pattern for an ADC is you farm one mid wave, then you consider your options. So maybe I could have gone top, I guess, but didn't consider that an option for whatever reason. So I think, okay, what else can I do? If I can't join a fight, then what can I do to maximize my farm? That's usually taking camps, and if you have enough map control or enough vision, or like the enemies are just on some other part of the map, that means you can just go for the enemy camps. At least one. And here I also saw there was a wonderful bot lane wave. And I can even just keep pushing here. And you can see that everybody seems to be on the opposite side of the map, which means at least one more wave for me here. And maybe even pressuring the bot lane turret. So I think the only person that can come for me right now is Trundle. I've got Ghost to deal with that. I've also got a support healing me. Gonna try and make sure his pillar doesn't put me in a really bad spot though. And force my Ghost. Yeah, so it is 2 of them defending, so sadly I do have to back off there. Trundle is still very strong. Even if he wasn't, like, he's still a scary champion. I got no dashes to get around this pillar with, so I just gotta offer him a lot of respect. Okay, so we see Trundle is gone now. I'm just gonna keep pressuring mid now then. Just need to make sure I'm not getting hit by Lux Bindings. It's a little bit risky, but works out. Just force the Lux Flash. Now I know I'm not going to be able to get that inhib in time, not unless somehow nobody's actually recalled to deal with me. We're just going to play it safe and probably just recall now. Bit awkward though, because I've been able to get a BF sword for ages, and now that I've been laning even longer, I still can't grab anything other than BF sword, unless I'm willing to sell my Thorn's Blade, but I'm not willing to do that yet. But it also feels very greedy to just stick around and not grab that extra 40 AD. So there's no mid lane wave available. I don't want to go onto top lane when the Drake is about to spawn. So the only thing we can do to pump up our farm there is grab the wolves. So we do that. Don't worry about your jungler's reaction. Unless he's like on his way to do wolves, then there's no problem with that. We can also just shove one mid lane wave quickly here, because the enemies are not on Drake. If my team were actually like contesting the river area, like trying to fight for control of that, then I would need to stay here with my team and help them do that. But since all they were doing was just waiting for the Drake, I just have plenty of time to go for that. Are they on the Baron by any chance? They are, but they started it way too late. At least I hope so. We got some vision of that. Oof. Didn't ult the right person. I'm gonna pop Ghost here. Got him. Can I get him? There we go. So because I popped my Ghost in advance early, I just get a bunch of Ghost resets, and this is gonna last for a while. Do we want to do Baron? Oh, I can't believe I didn't find Lux. Oh well. I guess we're not gonna do Baron. So what we're gonna do instead is we're just gonna go top. We see a very vulnerable turret there. Should be another wave coming up soon as well. Okay, somebody's TPing here. Should probably be BKL, I imagine. There we go. Just free harassing to kill with that combo. And she's super slowed here, so super easy to kite her. What you need as a ranged champion to kite out another ranged champion is a movement speed advantage. That's why we run Ghost, but you can also do it with W. Between every time you auto attack, that's a small moment where you're standing still and they're just walking towards you, where they can like help close the gap. So the smaller the advantages there, or the smaller the gap they're creating between every auto, the more effectively you can kite them. So if they're slowed, but also the more movement you can create between the more distance you can put between you two, between every one of your autos. You know, if you have more movement speed, then that also like really helps you kite them out and just never let them get into your range. I need to back off here. Don't have Ghost up. It's very important for this Trundle. Just gonna have to keep running here. It obviously helps Kai melees as well, but it's more significant to mention it for ranged champions because the margin for being able to kite them effectively is obviously just so much thinner. But when she slowed this hard, there's no chance she could get in my range. Same for Varus, especially when I have lethal tempo stacked. Can I get Lux with his ultimate? There we go. Oh my god, I got so much gold now. No point spending it yet though, since we've almost aced them. Let's try and pick up as much advantages from this as we can get. So Trundle should have enough peel for my team though, that I don't have to be too scared and I can just try and punish. There we go. Need to stay away from this. Since I also don't get very assaulted myself. There we go. Nice one. Okay, that's gonna be a GG. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future, guys. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Later, gamers.